Trina Braxton and Gabe allegations and family rift uncovered. Okay, so this is part 2 of a video that I'm doing, a series of videos, really talking about the information that I think the public should know before we watch the upcoming season. And today I want to talk about Gabe and Trina. Now this is going to be a bad season for Trina. She is all over the place emotionally. She's still grieving the loss of Tracy. But more importantly, this season is about how her relationship with Tamar ended. And it ended because Trina is over the top, beside herself, pissed off that Tamar has brought Ashlee onto the show. Now, she has known for years that Ashlee accuses Gabe of being inappropriate with her. And not only that, she claims to be 16, which is a minor at the time that this happened. And as a result of that, Trina has decided to cut off completely her relationship with her niece. And not only is she angry with her, there's like almost a hatred there. I think it's pretty safe to say that she hates Ashlee and she doesn't believe a word Ashlee has to say. And she's super duper protective of Gabe. Now I get that. He's no longer with us. You know, he has passed on. Why bring up a subject where Gabe can't defend himself? And it would just be like beating a dead horse. And that's what some people would think about her anger. Other people will say, if she gives Ashlee the gift of talking to her about it, knowing that she needs healing, that would mean a lot of skeletons would come out the closet. Now, this is what the streets are saying. Rumors. And the public wants to know, are there any truth to these rumors? And what are the rumors? So let's take a look into Gabe's schmexual deviant behavior. Now, we all know that Gabe admitted that he's been cheating on Trina. He was cheating on Trina from day one. Yes, people, from day one of the marriage. We all know that he was bisexual. And those rumors were out there before the transgender woman came forward to say that she was hooking up with Gabe. And then it was she didn't hook up with Gabe. And then she said it wasn't sexual. Bottom line is there are pictures of Gabe on the internet, very nude, talking to her, and I seen the whole thing. She also leaked messages between her and Gabe. And if you read those messages, no one's a fool. They hooked up. Now, there actually were a lot of messages, but I want to focus in on just a couple. Let's focus in on this one right here. She says her name, well, I'm not going to say her name. She says, first, I would like to start with Gabe Salas is not the only, first, or last celebrity I have contact with. I do not discuss anything that I discuss with them that they do not bring up first or respond as long as you don't disrespect me. That being said, I was offended and insulted when I saw his statement. More so because he knows, like I know, that he is very much into transgender women. Me and Gabe spoke on, I believe it's pronounced ovu once. It was not schmexual from my part in any way, shape, or form. We didn't even take oval pics. At the time, I had no idea who he was or that he was attached to Trina Braxton. Last week, another transgender messaged me on my booking email to ask me if I knew him and the nature of our relationship from that point. I learned who he was, ... She sent over pictures and her chat log. 2 days after that, my computer wouldn't connect to the internet and I took my pictures yesterday morning. So in other words, she's saying she didn't have an affair with Gabe, but another transgender woman did, and she sent the pictures to her, and that's how she got these pictures. She goes on to say, as I said, we haven't spoken. It never went schmexually. while he went on a tirade to prove his masculinity and call me out of my name, calling me lady boy, when I hadn't commented or released a response in reference to him. Let's be real, anything smaller than me definitely can't climb on my back. Stay tuned. This isn't his first transgender affair. And I'm sure there will be more coming out. Meaning the other transgender women that Gabe slept with, they were going to talk about it. And they did. So why that weird transaction, I don't know if he had an affair with her or he didn't have an affair or did have an affair. She acted like they had an affair, but then she didn't come out and quite say it. But other women did, transgender women. They said that Gabe had a very high schmexual drive, that he was very kinky. He was into a lot of stuff. They even said he was into bestiality. I don't know if I necessarily believe that, but this is what they're saying on their blogs. They also said that Gabe was into the group thing. He liked bringing other people in the bed, put it that way. They said that Gabe was into minors and Trina knew about it. And in some of these messages, it mentions that some of the women tried to reach out to Trina and let her know what he was doing behind her back, and they just got blocked. Now, if you believe these rumors, this is very disturbing. It's very disturbing to know that Trina knew that he was with minors. It also raises the question, was Trina ever involved in these group sessions? That's what I'm going to call them. In these group sessions. And if she was, did she know was anybody underage? And did she even remember? Because in these same messages, Gabe calls Trina a drunk and says she has an alcohol problem. And if she knew that he was with minors, that would kind of explain her behavior towards Ashlee. Now we're getting to some real twisted shit right here. Okay, I'm just talking about what everyone else is talking about. Because it would be like, Auntie, Gabe is doing these things to me, and she could possibly be like, oh my God, here he goes again. I can't let this secret out. And if she keeps running her mouth, people are going to start to look into these allegations. Because she's like extremely hostile towards Ashlee, almost volatile. And what I mean by that, like, she could probably put her hands on Ashlee. She's that upset. It could also explain why she is so, what's the word to use? She's still, let me put it that way, in deep, deep mourning into Gabe. I mean, it comes across like she's hysterical about it. And that would explain what Vaughn was talking about last year. So Vaughn came on, I think, on their podcast, and he let everyone know that he was very upset because he felt that Trina was, grieving too much. That's what he said. She was grieving too much into Gabe. Now, that sounds really crazy. How do you tell somebody that you're grieving too much? And when he said this, it really backfired on him. The crowd started looking at him like, what is wrong with you? How dare you tell anybody that they're grieving too much?
My honest opinion?
Yes.
I don't see a lot of difference between the way you grieved for Tracy and Gabe. It looked the same to me.
I knew it was something I did not like about Vaughn. I say he wasn't entertaining and all that. He need to get out of her content. He's dry, stiff. But now I'm just like, bruh, what's going on? What's your intentions and stuff? Cause to tell her she was grieving too hard?
Yeah, the fans didn't take too kindly to Vaughn. But it could be a situation where he used the wrong words. Maybe she wasn't grieving too hard. Maybe she was, I wouldn't say panicked, but hoping that this subject wouldn't come up again. So that's one of the topics she's going to be dealing with on the upcoming season. It's her hatred for Ashlee, her own flesh and blood. Now let's talk about the other subject that Trina's going to be dealing with this upcoming season, and that's the loss of her sister Tracy. Now this is a very difficult issue to talk about also. no matter what you think about the Braxtons, because a lot of people are saying they are trying to monetize the subject of Tracy, meaning they know that Tracy has a big fan base and they are using that to put themselves in a better light for the fans. This is a serious, horrible allegations, but it's all over the internet. People are like, they're always bringing up Tracy because people love Tracy and didn't like them too, meaning Twanda and Trina. But I really do think no matter what you think about them, they loved their sister. And I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, shut up, Sharrell. You don't see them trying to make money off of Tracy. Maybe that's possible. I don't know. But I also saw love there. Here's a video that Trina posted in Tracy's final days.
Wow, she got the music. That's beautiful.
That's Tony.
It's Tracy. She got to tell
They
us.
don't focus. You see what I'm talking about, Tracy? They don't be focusing.
Who are they? Who are they?
I'm just saying, Tracy, I'm trying to put the lotion on, and they looking at the
You told me to get the back, and what you want me not to react to the song that's on her? She got a whole song on her back. She got all of y'all on her back. It's this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. I wish my finger worked. I would massage your back, but my finger doesn't work. Cause you won't get acupuncture. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Tracy actually had hummingbirds, because she loved hummingbirds, tattooed on her back. And she had the names of her sisters, which the hummingbirds would represent. Don't tell me there wasn't love there. But this might be the discrepancy. It's complicated love. Because let's not forget, Kevin Sr. said that they were almost, overbearing at times. He said, especially at the end where he wanted to spend, more time with his wife, but they were always there. And he allowed that to happen. I might replay his interview to remind us what he said last year. At the same time, when Tracy passed away, they came for Kevin Sr. with a vengeance. They didn't even go to the funeral. I mean, they were very, very terrible. So I get what you guys are saying. So I just call it complicated love, okay? And I do see where you guys are talking about that they even got the show back on the basis that they wanted to talk about Tracy and her final days and, stuff like that. So do they use Tracy at times to monetize? Yeah, they do. And I don't think it's the whole family. I think it's Trina and Twanda. And I think that they use Tracy's name to make money because they don't really have too much more to fall back on. That sounds really horrible. Let me explain. They don't sing as good as the other girls. It's really too late in their life for them to start a pop career because they're no true singers. They would have to sing pop music. They don't act. And their personalities aren't strong enough to hold a reality TV show on their own. And I'm not trying to disrespect these women by any means. It's just the truth. Their voices aren't as strong and they just don't have anything to fall back on the entertainment business, except, as horrible as it sounds, being a part of the Braxton family and then, bringing up Tracy. That's what I see. That's what a lot of people see. I hope I'm not right on that. No. Let me put it so. I could see where you guys are coming from, but we got to be very careful when you say something like that. Also, too, don't forget, Trina was one of the last people to see Tracy. She was in the room when Tracy passed away. Now, I don't care what you guys think of her. That's very, very difficult to handle.
Well, I'm not free at all.
from
From what, Trini?
Anything.
you want to hear about
And
it.
Tawanda was right. Tawanda said Trina, you're not strong enough to watch Tracy take her last breath, and I was like, Tawanda, yes, I am. You can't tell me what I'm strong enough to do. Trina and I was there. And I thought I was strong enough, but I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't strong enough to see it.
So hopefully we can get something out of this season because we got a lot of questions. Trina, why are you so protective over Gabe? Is there more to that story that we don't know about? Was he really with minors? Were you involved? Why do you hate Ashlee so much? She's your niece. And most of all, why are you so protective over your ex-husband Gabe when he wasn't that protective over you?
Why did you marry him?
I did love you, and I enjoyed being with you. And you had something that I didn't have. You were very outgoing, but I don't know how to put my mind on it, but you
Close your
resembled.
eyes and go in there and get it out of your heart, not out of your head.
You resembled something that I was used to.
Which is?
Which was being belittled and bullied, pushed around.
Okay, tell me what's happening.
Damn, he called her a bully, said that she pushed him around. He did not hold her down in front of the camera the way she would have held him down. And one last thing. Now, a lot of people, if I say something that they don't agree with or feel an opposite way that they do, they want to come down on me. Like, how do you know all of this? Listen, I'm not forcing anybody to believe anything. If you believe it, you do. If you don't, you don't. But because of that question, I think I'm going to go live one day this week and talk about how I met Tracy Braxton and just go into a little bit more of detail. I also will be doing a part 3 video very, very soon. In the meantime, let's get down in those comments. Let's have a real conversation. Perry covers the comments, so he'll be there with you guys. We got to talk about this. In the meantime, I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.
I'm mad and angry for letting you bully me around and push me around.
And how I experienced you is?
How I experienced you was mean